Our world can be a difficult place for those less fortunate than we are. Very few areas of the world have the quality of medical care that most of us are used to in the United States. Shortages of doctors and nurses are only part of the problem. Far too often when medical personnel are available, they face a severe shortage of medical supplies and equipment. And that's where Hands of Hope Northwest fits in. It is our primary mission to bridge the gap between those who have and those who have not by delivering medical support with the love and compassion of Jesus. Here is our story from past to present and with our vision for the future. In the early 1990s, Sharon Griffith was working in the supply chain of a local hospital and realized how many surplus supplies were being discarded that could be used to help others. She started collecting those supplies and storing them in a closet at her local church, periodically sending a box to hospitals overseas. Little did she know that her vision would help birth a ministry that endures today. In 1992, Liz and Rich Mertland joined hands with Sharon, and the first 4x4-foot crate was sent to the Kujip Nazarene Hospital in Papua New Guinea. 4 years later, Liz was appointed as founding executive director of Hands of Hope Northwest. The rest of the story is an incredible history of God's provision and many hands joining together to spread hope at home and around the world.
We're a Christian volunteer organization that gathers used but usable medical equipment, and we clean it up and package it up and eventually gets sent in a big cargo container to mission hospitals overseas.
Incorporated in 1996, Hands of Hope Northwest has today sent over 140 large shipments of medical supplies and equipment valued at tens of millions in dollars and served 77 different countries through large and small shipments and mission trips. From the United States to Eastern Europe, the former Soviet Union to Asia, and from South America to Africa. Every year, donated medical equipment and supplies with a value between $2 and $3 million are redistributed. New and refurbished equipment and supplies are spared from destruction or disposal in landfills and provided to those in need.
Equipment that is regarded as junk over here is a treasure over there. You can see where even a simple thing as a 20-year-old EKG machine is a tremendous asset to them.
Hands of Hope Northwest's culture is one of social responsibility, both locally and throughout the world. This child in the Treasure Valley was able to walk for the first time after receiving a mini walker from Hands of Hope. Approximately 1,550 tons of medical supplies and equipment have been repurposed by Hands of Hope, transforming and saving lives in the Philippines, Guatemala, Syria, and 73 other countries.
We are so blessed to receive supplies from Hands of Hope. Many of the hospitals around us, their cupboards are bare, and we are able to do so many more things for our patients because we have the medical supplies.
One of the things these containers do is they give us something concrete, and it is something that physically expresses the love of Christ. And for us, it opens the door to walk in and to share about Jesus Christ.
God just put the right people in at the right time in place to build this ministry into something today that is just overwhelming. As I sit today here in the warehouse and I look around and I see hundreds of boxes of supplies that will go to people we will never meet, people we will never see, but it will make such a difference in their lives. As we think about people we know personally who need a wheelchair and those kinds of things, what would it be like if they didn't have them? And for us to be able to get those items where they're needed makes such a difference.
So many times we would see the hand of God moving in this place. There were so many times when people would ask for a certain item, a very specific item, and we would have to say, oh, sorry, we don't have that, but we'll watch out for it. And within 2 or 3 days, here it would come in the door for the person who needed it.
One of the greatest memories I have of Hands of Hope is literally it is a mission of miracles. And I just think of what an incredible team has literally touched lives around the world. I know being here on the mission field, we've had the opportunity to be the recipients of those containers of hope and care. In the Philippines, I remember unpacking one in the middle of the night when it arrived. Here at Cujip Nazarene Hospital, we see the medical supplies that are coming through Dr. Todd Winter, and we just say, what an incredible blessing Hands of Hope has been to so many people.
And just getting people to come in and see, take a tour, because then they understand the scope of what we do. When you try to explain what we do, and we do it out of Nampa, Idaho, it doesn't make sense to people until they come and actually see it in action. I remember Pastor Ken at First Church one year talked about you got to follow nudges on your heart. And you know, that is something Sharon did way back when she just saw some supplies being thrown away and how this started, and it has just snowballed, and I hope it continues to snowball and get bigger and help more people.
Helping hands are needed at Hands of Hope, whether through donations of medical equipment and supplies or as a monthly financial supporter, perhaps as a volunteer packing materials for shipment or helping people borrow equipment, or as a prayer warrior and champion for our mission. Nothing is more important than the impact we leave on people's lives. Just imagine the impact your hands can make.
I trust in you. I trust in you. I trust.
October 2021 marked the 25th anniversary since Hands of Hope Northwest's incorporation in 1996. We are celebrating how far we have come and look forward to a brighter future for those we serve, thanking God for His bountiful provision along the way.